Hello and welcome to a quick summary of the ATV Squadron 42 special. Squadron 42's progress is going to be updated to us once a month, with the next update on the 25th of January. They had a quick tour at the beginning of the ATV of all the studios and a summary of what all the departments are working on in regards to Squadron 42. The words cinematic and immersive were keywords that they used very, very regularly in that little tour. Squadron 42 is much more linear and story-based than Star Citizen, and therefore they could do some scripting and some other stuff with it as well. The combat AI is still in its early stage, but it's starting to do what they want it to do, and they're going to be adding lots of more variation when it comes to animation, and they talk about some other stuff with you being stationed on various ships for the game, not just an Idris. I think it's the Javelin, then the Idris, and then some other stuff as well after that, potentially. They showed off the vertical slice, though, and this was the major part of the presentation, really. And we've been waiting for the vertical slice for over a year now, so thank God they showed it to us now. So it's set after the Morrow Tour in the Odin system, in an area known or around the Coil, which is this sort of like broken planet. The Stanton, which is a Idris M-class frigate, is there, and that's where your player starts. The player gets out of his bunk bed, puts on his clothes from his locker, and moves around the ship talking to NPCs, seeing them go about their lives. It's like the Morrow Tour without Morrow. Some of the NPCs talk to the player, and they can make choices with what to say to them using the inner thought system, which is a bit weird because it repeats back to you what you're about to say to it, sort of in brief. It's an odd kind of system there. The player is called to the briefing room eventually, where some of the hologram tech and cinematic tech is shown off, with the player's camera being grabbed and then showing this scene of the Onion Knight talking to a hologram, but it appears to be generated on demand, these cutscenes. The player gets a briefing and then goes to the quartermaster to choose some new gear he wants. It looks like that's a mechanic in the game. We can go up to the quartermaster, talk to him about gear, and actually get it added to your personal loadout for things that you want to take on a mission with you. They then go to a hangar where another cutscene happens with pirate prisoners that have been captured, and you get to see some of the characters in the game. The player grabs their gear, enters their ship, and blasts off after Mark Hamill's character. They go to various waypoints. The Coil, however, is amazing looking. The volumetric effects look fantastic. Actually, to be honest, space in general looks amazing, but the Coil especially, this kind of broken, stormy landscape with cool lighting effects and lightning going off. It just looks fantastic. And he flies in it, and inside there's a reclaimer and some drones salvaging a wrecked starfarer. The player has a choice of what objective to do next as well. They can continue doing the patrol, or they can work with a sub-character to scan down their secondary objective, and they decide to do that, and they travel down to a scrap field above a moon, encounter some pirates, EVA aboard an Avenger, where the sub-character was supposed to be, tray hole, and they go down to the moon's surface, enter a mining outpost that's been overrun by slavers, and rescue the sub-character, and this is where the gameplay ends. It was very slow-paced, but it was very pretty, and the combat is kind of there. It still needs work, definitely. It's very early progress. It needs a good bit of polish and some refinement to those mechanics. We also did kind of see on the left in one of the scenes some spider miners that were on some asteroids as well. I look forward to looking through all the footage a couple of times and seeing what else I missed. There were some ship updates as well they did after that. The Idris M is in final art. They're still working on set dressing, as obviously it's used for Squadron 42, and it's somewhere that you're going to be living, and it's so important to have the set dressing and that ship done perfectly. The Idris is used as a test bed for all their new tech as well, and is one of the reasons that they needed object container streaming, due to these massive ships. The ship has a colour-coded map inside so that you can navigate it better, like red will lead you to engineering and that sort of stuff. There's 11 seats on the bridge, plus that hologlobe that you can use to pinpoint attacks and see where the enemy is and that sort of stuff. These seats can control and share, if necessary, various functions, but you're going to need a big crew if you're using one in the Persistent Universe, just for the sheer amount of things and tasks for you that you'll need to do, and turrets that you'll need to operate and stuff like that. The Avenger is also getting a rework. It's been scaled up in size, mainly for the needs of Squadron 42, but obviously this is going to affect the Avenger for the persistent universe as well. It's in its final modelling and surface tweaks phase, and it's going to be a much cooler choice now as a potential starter ship too. The Tumbril Nova tank is now officially on concept sale for between $95 and $105. It is a large, heavy tank, 16 meters by 7 meters by 5 meters. It has 3 crew positions, and players can stand upright in this tank. So it's almost a little bit of an APC as well. It can be dropped from a height by a ship and survive the landing is the idea as well, so it can be dropped from quite a high height. It has countermeasures for missiles and ships going overhead as well, but also anti-ship weapons in the form of 24 size 2 missiles as standard. The turret and body are both going to be potentially modular in the future, so you might be able to swap the turret out for literally a big anti-air rocket turret or something like that, and potentially swap the bottom out for different things as well, or put modules inside it. It has an integrated size 4 weapon as its main gun, as well as 2 size 2 laser repeaters, in addition to those 24 size 2 missiles. If they make other tanks in the future, they will likely be smaller, they said. The 600i was also shown, mainly because they've removed some struts that the community wanted removed that obscured the cockpit view a little bit. So they've removed that, which is good. That means they listen. There's some discount starters available as well. So they have 3 holiday starter packages available with 60 months insurance at ship and a game package. So the Aurora MR and the Mustang Alpha are $35 with the rest of that stuff. And the Avenger Stalker is available for $65 as a starter package as well, which is great news for some people. Every month we have a giveaway for December. It's for an Orion mining vessel donated by our featured org, Self-Made, an organisation looking at all types of gameplay with kind of a lawful neutral stance, a little bit anti-pirate, and they kind of focus on developing your character in the verse as an individual, not being addicted to others, and that sort of gameplay. So check them out if you're interested in joining up with that kind of org. They are active now and will be super active for 3.0 live as well. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Orion is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my star sets and videos during the month. Do you have any questions about Alpha 3.0, about the Squadron 42 demo, Majigama Bob, or about Star Citizen's development in general? Chuck them in the comments below. Especially thank you to my Patreon for allowing me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon as well as everything else we've discussed down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.